Hello, Mario.
Hello.
Hola.
Oh, you're in the desert? Is it cold?
Yeah. No, it's windy.
Oh, all
It's
right.
about 69 degrees. It's fine.
Not so bad.
Not so bad. It's nice in LA too.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Here's 67.
Okay, a little warmer. But we have no homeless.
That's true.
No homeless. Telling you. I was driving the other day and there's a whole block. Where was it? Further south on La Brea, like near Venice. There's a whole block, just garbage all over the
Yeah,
block. Crazy.
yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they do come and clean, but you know what?
But they come back again. It's futile.
They clean the real estate and then they come back.
It's like they have their own maid. The maid comes and cleans up for them.
And they come clean it and power wash it so they don't get any diseases,
Uh-huh. You have a problem with homeless? You ever have any homeless hanging around any properties there?
They get in, they're not easy to get out.
Legally, I know it's they're protected, unfortunately.
No, but
Oh,
we have to put so many cameras everywhere.
wow. I heard Sarah got engaged.
Who?
Sarah, Alan's daughter.
Oh, yes, you did?
That's what I heard. Someone mentioned to me. I don't know.
I don't know. I saw a guy being interviewed by Ellen like 3 weeks ago, so that must be him.
No, she was engaged. She was engaged. I happened to be at Pat's 2 nights ago,
Yeah.
and then I didn't know who she was, but she came in with a guy,
Yeah.
and
Tall
then
guy, a tall guy,
Tall
a
guy.
tall guy, very
thin
tall
guy.
guy. Yeah. She's very good looking, by the way.
Yeah.
So anyhow, and then Alan came with his wife,
Oh, nice. Very good.
and then I guess your boss, Mario, she came with balloons and her husband. So I went over to say, not Mazel Tov, to say hi to Alan. She says, yeah, whatever her name, he's just got engaged. She says, okay, Mazel Tov.
Surele.
Surely.
Yeah. So anyhow, so they were all there.
That's
Oh,
good.
Johnny, I called that number you gave me.
And
They have to call me back. That was 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago.
okay, wait, in a week from now, you still didn't hear from them.
No, I'm gonna stop in tomorrow morning. That's what I'm gonna do.
Harold, I think you have to stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop in. Yeah.
If push comes to shove, I'll drive myself there and go in.
No.
Know,
It's just funny how people do business. They don't give a shit.
It's incredible. I know.
Okay. That's America.
I guess it's all over the world. People complain about business in Israel, how things they do in Israel. I don't think they're any better here.
No, it's getting to be nobody wants to work.
No.
Yeah.
You Dalit 14.
What happened? We finished with Gimel base?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I guess I must have fallen asleep.
It's really only one kasha. The Chad Talmud, the Mishum Kam Rabbi Eliezer, Machlokas Pein Chayv Moedeh. Rabbi Eliezer was the one who said that the Machlokas in the Mishnah is when the Lova does not admit to the loan taking place. Umatar Tzachi. That's how he was explaining. And Tiyuvta de Shmuel Batarti, and the Brisa was a kasha on Shmuel because in two places. Chadek Rabbi Eliezer. Damuki Masnisen B'Shein Chayv Moedeh. He also sets up the Mishnah when the Lova is not agreeing to the loan. We saw that the Brisa said he does agree. If you find one of those stores where there's a shibud right from the get-go, we say you could return such a star. And the Brisa didn't say that. We are choishish lepiron. We are choishish that maybe the Lova paid it back. So tiyufta in both places. The Brisa says even they both agree, we still don't return it. We are concerned that maybe the Lova paid it back. Certainly in a case where the Lova doesn't agree that he still owes the money. Amar Shmuel. My Tamai Rabbanon. Yesterday we learned that even if you have a star where the star doesn't document that there's land backing up the loan, you could still collect from Mishubadin. Means even if someone went ahead and sold off a piece of land after the loan was funded, the lender can go and get that piece of land away from the guy who bought it, even though it doesn't document shibud karkos in the shtar. Why? Savri achrayis tos soifrehu. No one in their right mind is going to loan money without collateral of a piece of land. And if it's missing in the shtar, it must be the soifer left it out. So we assume that every loan, whether it's documented the shibud or not, there is a piece of land supporting the loan. Only Rav Baridi, the Rav Yidi Barav. Did Shmuel say that the lack of having achrayus in a contract is a toh sofer, is a mistake? It means when you write a shtar for, let's say, somebody's selling a field, the sofer has to ask the seller that if it was found that this piece of land, somebody had a lien on it, and you're selling this piece of land to a buyer and it's taken away from the buyer, that you as the seller have to agree that if the buyer invested to improve the land, that's called shvach. You're going to have to pay not just for the fact that the land was taken away from the buyer, you have to give him his money back, but you have to give him what he spent improving the land. And you have to do it from the best of your fields. That's called shvar. So the sofer has to ask about it. So it's clear according to Shmuel, achrayus, whether it's absent from a shtar, it's not always written in the shtar. Leimaman de Omar, halo Omar ha. Are we saying that the one who said the previous statement didn't say this statement? And maybe it's a machlokas in what Shmuel holds? Lo kasha, no. Khan, when Shmuel said that if you read a shtar and you don't find achrayus in there, it's a mistake. That's in a loan. Because the lawyer bichdi. Nobody's going to loan money without collateral. Khan, when you have the sofer has to ask about achrayus and write it in it, that's the mekach umemkar. That's when you're selling a field. Yomi. Even if persons know that the field's going to be taken away from him, sometimes somebody wants a field for even one day because he can make a profit on that day. And we see a similar case. He had bought an attic from his sister, and there was a previous lien. And a previous creditor took this attic away from him. Also, Shmuel wants to pay back. He wants his sister to pay him back. Shmuel asked, was achrayus written in the shtar mechira? Amar lo lo. Amar leim kain zil l'shalma. So she doesn't have to pay you back because it wasn't documented, the achrayus in the shtar. Amar lo v'amaru de Amar achrayus toy soiferhu. I thought Shmuel held that if there was a lack of achrayus, lack of a guarantee, it's just a mistake of the soifer. Yeah. That's by a loan. Sometimes people will go into a deal like that even for one day. Rabbi. Ruvain Shemachar Sodin L'Shimon Bachrais. Reuven sold the field to Shimon with a guarantee that if one of Reuven's creditors, Reuven owed money, and came and took the field away from Shimon, right? Uba Balchav de Reuven Katar Fleminei took it away from Shimon. Dinu Dazel Reuven Mishtai Dina Badei. Reuven can go directly to the creditor who's taking the field away from Shimon and deal with him. Lomotzi Omerle, the creditor who took the field can't say to Reuven, Lav Baldvarim Didiyat, I don't have any ASEC with you. You already sold this to Shimon. So you're out of the picture. So why can Reuven still be involved? The Omerle, the Mavskis Me'al Didi Hodar. Because it's going to come back to me. You're going to take the field away from Shimon. I'm going to have to pay Shimon because I signed the deal with Achrayas. So I am Noigea B'Dover because there was Achrayas attached. So keep that in mind. Iked Amri. Afilu Shelo B'Achrayas Nami. Even if Reuven sold the field to Shimon without a guarantee, meaning if a creditor comes and takes away from Shimon, Reuven doesn't have to make Shimon whole. So why can Reuven go to the Balchov and say, I want to deal with you? Because I don't want my friend Shimon to have complaints against me, that I sold him something that there was a lien on. Rabbi. Reuven Shemachar started with Shimon Shelo Bachrayas. Reuven sells a field to Shimon without a guarantee. There were people who came to claim that Reuven never owned the field in the first place to sell. Now it depends. If Shimon has not done an act of chazaka in this field, which is like to fence it, to to fix the borders. So Yachal Achzerbo, if Shimon hears about these rumors, he can go back on the deal, get his money back. And of course, it's in the case where he hadn't given money yet. Once he did an act of chazak in the field, he can't go back. The Omer Lo, the seller can say to him, Chayte the country service for Kabal. You bought it without a guarantee. You have to figure that there might be creditors out there, and you're putting yourself in danger. Now, Mei Messiah Chazaka. There's somebody on the door. 1 second.
Walter, I see in South Africa, if you go fight for the IDF, you can't come back. Oh, you're on mute.
Nice people. I saw that, of course.
It's unbelievable. It's crazy. They must be getting a lot of money from the Arab countries. Must be.
I don't know.
But this was already a month ago or 2 months ago they said that.
No, but today was a big statement. Okay.
When is chazaka? He fixes the border fence. That even if the sale was done with a guarantee, he can't go back on the deal. Listen, he can say to the seller, you show me a document from Besdin that allows you to come to me to get repaid, then I'll pay you. I don't want to nullify the sale. If it's going to be taken away from me, then of course I may have to pay you, but I don't want to go back on the deal. Itmar. Hamoicher soil chaveru. Person sells a field. The nimtza shein shalom. The guy who sold it was not his. And the original owners come and take away the field from the guy who bought it. And now the guy who bought it comes to the seller to demand his money back. And meanwhile, the buyer had improved his field. Rav Amar Yesh lo mos, he gets the money back. V'yesh lo shvach, he gets paid back. He gets paid back the improvements he did in the field. Shmuel Amar mos yesh lo shvach ein lo. Shmuel says he gets the money, but not the shvach. Boimin and Ravuna. Pirish lo sa shvach mao. What about in the sale document? The seller said to the buyer that specifically, that any improvements you put in the field, you'll get paid back if it's going to be taken away from you. Do we say time of the Shmuel? Why does Shmuel say that you don't get the shvach paid back? Is it mishum de lo pirish shvach because it wasn't written specifically in the contract? V'acha pirish, and here it's written, and in such a case, even Shmuel would agree that the buyer gets paid back his improvement. Or idilma time of the Shmuel something else. Even the Leslie Karka, the seller doesn't have any land anymore. And he's going to get his money back. So meanwhile, Mechzi Karibis, if he gets paid, right? If he gets paid for the shvach, it's as if he's being paid ribis for the money, for the use of the money that was given to him over that period of time till he gets it back. Omerlo in the lav the rafi, yes, no, I don't know. And Ravuna couldn't come up with a psak did. So there was a machlokes amayrayim. Rav Nachman and Neiman Shmuel said the buyer doesn't get his improvements back. Even though it's written in the shtar, my timer, given the karka ein lo, since the seller has no land and he has money and he gives him back the money, the payment for the improvements will look like ribbis. Rav Nachman. Ein motzin achilus peros. With the ksuba, a man obligates himself to pay for upkeep for his wife and for the daughters. Now, let's say the piece of land that was the collateral for the ksuba had been sold by the Baal. But there was a ksuba already that made a lien on it. But for eating payros of the field, or for improvements of the field, or for providing mazon for the woman, or for her daughters, you cannot go to somebody who bought a piece of land, that piece of land that was used as collateral, even though there's pre-obligations. Why? They take an oilam. Because purchases of property are going to be hurt if you're allowed to, for these financial reasons, to take the land away from them. So, and we analyze. You can't sell a piece of land that's been sold to a third party to spavy. So but if there were free and clear assets, metaltalin, those are used. Uktanimia, the shvach karkos. One of the things that's paid is improvements. My lav, bilokech mi gaslam. We're talking about somebody who bought from a gaslam, which was not his. The gaslam has to pay from metaltalin the improvements. So we have our answer. Versus low. Bilbalchov, that a creditor had come and taken the piece of land away from him because of a debt, not that it was stolen. There you would certainly pay shvach. It was a regular sale. So Iba Balchov, you're talking about it was not a Goslin, but a Balchov took the field. So a Maresha says Ein Motzin Lachilas Peiros. For eating Peiros, we don't take from Mishubadi. And we assume that when the field was taken, it was full of fruit that hadn't been picked. And now you want to get paid back those fruit. Iba Balchov means peri. Balchov doesn't get peris. From Shmuel, Balchov goves a shvach. Shvach in of a peris low. El pshita begoys of the nigzer. We're talking about a theft. The guy who sold the field was a thief. Umideresha begoys of a nigzer. Sevenamim begoys of a nigzer. We're back on the kasher of Shmuel. So where's the media area? It's not a hakid isa. Hakid isa. Each case, each piece of the Mishnah stands by itself. We didn't learn a Mishnah that way. It says, L'shvach karkos ketzad. What do you mean, improvements for a field? Hare, shegazel sor mechaveru. Person stole a piece of land. Varei yotz mitachas yado. And Beis Din has demanded that it be returned. Kishu goyve saker menichos mishubadi. The one who was stolen from, at least the principal, he can collect even from land that's been sold to other people. But shvach is only going only if he has metaltal. Echidami. Ile mekidiktani. If we're talking about the Gazan himself and Gazan Miman Gavi, he doesn't have, there's nothing that he has to pay back. Elalav, he stole a piece of land. Mocher la'achar sold it to Shimon. Vishbicha, Shimon improved it. And now Beis Din's going to come to take that piece of stolen land away from him. He can collect the shvach min chasim nechayrin from the Goslin. Armelacha, lav tirutza komentarz. You're being mataritz the Mishnah. Tritz nami, that also you don't have to say it's talking about a Goslin, but balcho. Instead of the word Goslin, you have to understand it was sold. So there's no raya from there. Tosh malachilis peres ketzad. What kind of achilas peres is here? Reisha Gozel sort of chavero. Person stole a piece of land. Barayotz b'tachasiyanu Beis Din is going to come and take it away. Kishu goyve. You can collect the principal even from assets that have been previously sold. Only from metal. Who is there to collect from? The Gazan stole the filu machra. He sold it. That buyer, Yishbicha, improved it, and that's where they're trying to collect from. Amar Rava, when he stole the field, it was full of fruit. Then he ate the fruit. He dug in the field ditches, and he ruined the field. In Bon Nigza, the Gabu's carrot, the one who was stolen from, comes to collect his principal. Even if the Gazlan had sold off a piece of land, the one who was sinned against can go and get that piece of land back from who it was sold to. But if he wants to get the payros back, in Bon Nigzel Gabos Paris, only from metal. Okay, tomorrow we will learn at 7:15. And then Friday, we can learn even later. We could learn maybe, we'll see. We'll talk tomorrow about Friday, 5 o'clock, maybe 5:30. Okay? And then
Okay.
Shabbos,